insurance claim process is very confusing for the homeowner. The insurance companies try to give you a lot of information, but they don't always give you all the information, or it's very hard to understand. The forms they give you, once an insurance process happens, first thing you need to do is have somebody come out and inspect the roof. A roofer, not your insurance company. Come out, inspect the roof first. Determine if there is enough damage to call your insurance company. Once you do that, then you have to have, the homeowner has to call the insurance company. You don't have the roofer call, because some states that's against the law. So what you do is the homeowner will call and turn in a claim. They will then in turn send a rep out to the property called an adjuster. He's going to adjust all the damage that's done, whether it's done to the roof, the siding, the gutters, windows, the whole kit and caboodle they'll take care of, if there's enough damage. The first thing they do is they get up there and they mark off a 10-foot by 10-foot area. That's what we determine as a square. That's 1 square of roofing shingles. Depending on your insurance company and the type of shingles, you have to find X amount of hits in that square area. Some of them is 5, some of them is 6, some of them is 8. It really depends on the product and your insurance company. And they'll do that to each side of the roof. So they'll do it to a north slope, south slope, east and west if you have a roof on each side of those slopes. If they determine that there's enough damage at that point, then they'll total the roof out, or they'll pay for part of it. And then they will actually, most of them, write you a check that day. The big thing that a lot of people get confused about is the check that day is what they call actual cash value. So we'll put it into simple terms. Let's say it costs $10,000 to replace your roof, and you have a $1,000 deductible. So immediately, if it's $10,000, they're going to take $1,000 off the top, and they're going to leave you with $9,000, because the $1,000 has to come from the homeowner. Now, after that, they depreciate it in half. So they take $5,000 of it and put it in another side account, and they give you $4,000 to do the work with. This is what they call, quote unquote, a starter check. This is where most homeowners get very confused. They think they've only got $4,000 to do a $10,000 project. So a lot of them get very frustrated. Sometimes the insurance company can explain it to them very well, and other times they don't. So then we as roofers come back and we've already given them their estimate and let them know how much the roof is going to cost before. You don't want to give your insurance paperwork to just any roofing company, because there's sometimes some upgrades and stuff like that that we can do, and sometimes we have to go back to the insurance company because they didn't allow for enough money. They've missed something here or there. We're all human, it happens. So after you get the estimate from the roofer, then you guys can go over the insurance paperwork. You got the first check, $4,000. Now once the work is completed or a contract is signed, depending on the insurance company, then they'll take that other $5,000 over here and they'll reimburse you at that point. So you'll get the full $9,000, but they don't give it to you all at once. A lot of people don't have the extra $5,000 just sitting in their checking account. What we do is we will take the first check that you get after the work is complete. No money up front ever. After the first check is the work is completed, we'll get your depreciation or your deductible and your first actual cash value check. That's called the ACV. We'll request that after the work's done, after you get your paperwork in the mail. Then after you get your second check back from the insurance company, then you pay us the remainder balance. So that way you're not out of pocket any money until after, other than your deductible.